You made clear at the World Economic Forum, for example, that Serbia is keen on Europe to a certain extent, but you are watching what is happening with interest. Your 45 seconds of what Europe has done and has not achieved in the last few months, given the scale of challenge there has been. Press that button, yes.
Thank you very much, and I'll be as brief as it is possible. I think that I have always been very clear, and I have always been repeating the same message, which is Serbia is on EU path. We are committed to that, but of course we see that we are not a main topic within the European Union countries, which is very normal, particularly under these circumstances. And you see, I was speaking about something else when we saw each other last time. I was saying that we expected more respect from European Union. Maybe people from European Union expected more respect from outside. We should both do our best to make it better from each of our sides. But I need to say, it's something that we need to do for mutual benefits.
What I said was quoting you at the World Economic Forum to an interview with Euronews. Serbia is not very enthusiastic, just to be clear.
That's true. That's different. Serbia is not very enthusiastic. There are 40% of people that are against our EU accession policy. 40% of people, mainly because they see European Union as an institution, organization that makes more pressure on Kosovo's independence. That's true, but it doesn't matter regarding political leadership decisions. We are on our EU path, and we see many difficulties. And I need to say that we don't belong to those advanced economies. We don't belong to those emerging economies. But we are not going to face even a recession this year. Our growth rate is going to be around 0% this year. We are doing well, and then when people have a bit better situation, they always wait and they always measure it up in a best sense for themselves.
Right.
But we are on EU path, and we'll do our best. We'll do our best to make ourselves better regarding. You have already mentioned that European values, justice and judiciary issues, and everything else. But we expect more respect from European Union as well, and I don't hide it.
When you look at this as an aspirant, you're not sure if it's going to be 3, 5 or 7 years. You've made very clear. You're not sure what's going to happen when. But when you look at this, the way the European Union has adapted and also responded, you are in the waiting room, and you have been for some considerable time. Does what you see encourage you when you look at the enormity, the economic enormity, as well as the medical enormity of what all of us are facing? Most of us, I'm not wearing, neither are you, a face mask at the moment, but we're all having to be desperately cautious. In order to get back to London, I've got to go through Frankfurt and wait 9 hours because there aren't any planes. It's this kind of change of normality that we're seeing, and whether Europe has responded well enough, whether you and Belgrade are responding well enough to it.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me here, and would like to say just a few words on this. And I think that people in Europe are interested in different issues, not only to those issues that are always mentioned by so-called liberal press, and nothing but that. It's first of all, I learned something from my friends here, and I always learn from them. And I learned one very important thing from either Andrzej, either Victor, I don't know who out of two of them said it to me. It's always better belonging to club than not belonging to club. And I'll just mention one example. At the beginning of this crisis, I was the stupidest guy of the world saying that there is a lack of solidarity in Europe. And entire Europe attacked me immediately. All the medias throughout the continent attacked me because I said something that was very obvious. You see, today it was mentioned by my great friend Boyko Borisov. No one will make a single comment on that. because he's a member of club, and he's not the first one that is mentioning that. And these are these double standards. I'll mention the other example. We had a big attempt, and it was not an attempt, they did it. Some people stormed the national parliament in Belgrade, and then we reacted, we intervened. And altogether there was 27 people arrested. 27 people arrested at that day. And all of them were released after a day, or most of them. And then you had just an attempt of doing the same thing in Germany, and they arrested 300 people, and they beat them severely. But yes, we live in a dictatorship, and that's a proof of democracy. And these kind of double standards, that's something that you have to react on. And you saw all the people, you asked them whatever you wanted, they were keen to respond to you with no problems, with no even passion. And speaking about European Union, yes, we would like to belong, we would like to join the club. We have a lot of support from European Union. We have never underestimated support that we have gotten so far from European Union. But at the same time, you know, we have our own thoughts. We see what is happening within European Union. We see what is happening between US and European Union. Now at least we have to deal with both with Americans, with Europeans on Kosovo issue. I don't know. Of course, we say political status, it's something that we should deal under the auspices of EU, but economically speaking, we deal with Americans as well. If we avoid doing something with Americans, then we'll have Americans as, I cannot say as our enemies, but as our opponents, which we don't want to see, and at the same time, you have the same approach from European Union. And what we expect, and I heard great ideas today, it's a geopolitical approach from European Union. That's what we expect, that's what we hope. That's what we hope for. We think that Serbia belongs to Europe, and we think that we need Europe, including everything that you have said today regarding European values, efficient and independent justice and judiciary, and everything else, but also including better life of our citizens, including peace and stability that will be guaranteed to our people, but respect has to be shown to our people, because you see, when I said last time, and you were here, and I'm saying this today, even it's a bit worse situation, people are not enthusiastic. It's not a topic of our election campaigns. And we won predominantly.
There was an article on Friday in Prospect saying that there's false Europeanism in Serbia.
You know, there are many articles that you can quote here. I think that we should do our best to raise the numbers, to raise the popularity of European Union, and to emphasize more the contribution of European Union to the development of our economy, to the development of our political system. But on the other side, there are many things within European Union to be changed when we speak about their relationship towards Serbia.
I'm not sure if you have to leave, but I have a note saying you do have a call with
yes,
with a rather important European capital shortly. We have 15 minutes to run,
gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Mr. President.